Good. I have everybody online. Let's go ahead and kick this off and we'll get started. Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to today's webinar. My name is Crystal Tapia. I am from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we have some of the best leaders online for you today. People are going to share their experiences, they're going to share the ins and outs of what made them successful and help you make the best decision overall on why choosing Jeunesse, why choosing Diamond Dynasty 300 is the company and the team to be with right now. I love what we get to do. Right now all of us are kind of just hanging out. I'm in the living room at home. From the waist up, I look professional, but waist down, it's nice. You don't have to get all completely ready. So it's awesome what we get to do, every single day. So I wanted to bring on some people that are going to share with you, specifically why they do what they do. They're going to share with you stories, facts, figures, share with you some of their history on why Jeunesse right now is the place to be. First and foremost, I want to bring on someone that I've had the opportunity to get to know specifically more within these last couple of months, but I've known who he was within this industry the last few years. Kevin Latmore is based out of Tampa, Florida, and not only is he like a major giant in this industry, but he has had the privilege to actually run to the rank of diamond, which is, for lack of a better word, for those who don't know what diamond is, it's like our millionaires within the business. He hit that rank within 60 days. To me, that's absolutely incredible. And to be able to do that and help others do the same, I love it. Kevin is just like me and you. He was a manager over at Costco, which is one of my favorite places that I still visit quite often. And he has a family of 7, and he was able to come, from an everyday job, clocking in, clocking out, to being able to do this industry full time. He is not an amateur by far. He is actually a professional, knows what he's doing. He not only talks the talk, but he walks the walk. He's been able to help, just specifically, I'll give you some more facts and figures about him. He's made over $12 million in this industry. Let me just let that sink in. $12 million in this industry. That is absolutely incredible. And to actually bring it to a closer range, in the past 5 months, he's been able to make well over $100,000 a month. A month, guys, that's incredible. Numbers don't lie. I love what this industry does for each and every one of us. And I wanted to give Kevin the opportunity to be able to share, why he's actually chosen the route to be with Jeunesse, why he's part of Diamond Dynasty 300. And Kevin, we're going to pick your brain. We want to hear from you. We want you to share what you're all about. So, Kevin, over to you. Welcome from Tampa, Florida. I hope you're enjoying the heat because it's still a little cold here in Albuquerque. But welcome, Kevin.
Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm super excited. I've been working with you guys remotely for the most part. You've just been here a short while, making a deep impact already. Don't want to trip you up, but definitely want to correct you because I know some people are nitpickers out there. I've actually made about $3.5 million so far. 12, I'd love it, but it's all good. Tomato. I just want to try to be as accurate as possible on this. So on our way to 12 with this company, though, make no mistake about it, you let the cat out of the bag and talk a little bit about the crazy income we're already experiencing here 5 months in. But you and Tim, I've also known who you guys were, even though we're in another company. We've all had success and stuff, and I was just very fortunate to be on the upper echelon. I think I had a position that only 33 people out of nearly 300,000 ever hit in that position, in that company. But you guys were doing incredibly well as well. You're no slouches. And proving that even more so that it was no fluke or one-hit wonder. I think just in your first 21 days, you guys, I looked up and hit Sapphire here, which, is a full-time income in our company. So bravo to you, and you've done more than that. You've got a couple people that are knocking on the door for that kind of income as well, and you guys have blown through that. You collected a $6,000 bonus for a contest that we had running that took most people 2 months to do. You guys came in at the latter half, the fourth quarter, and you scooped that up no problem. So thank you for your leadership, because you know what? I guess it's kind of a badge of honor, but we've done this all with just regular people. I call them Sally Homemaker and Joe Lunchpail, and we've had this tremendous success where I've been able to bring in 47 people in just 5.5 months now. It's exploded to over 10,000 people in 54 countries. But now that we have professionals like yourself and Tim starting to look at it and not only join Jeunesse, but welcoming to our team specifically, is truly an honor and a blessing to have people like you on board. And, this company plus people with talent like yourselves is explosive. Even if people don't have talent or experience, they're having great success. But for anybody watching that kind of knows their way around, if you ever made over $2,000 a month in this industry in some other company, sky's the limit in Jeunesse.
Right, and you hit it perfectly there, Kevin, saying if anyone who's made at least $2,000 a month, to bring this more into realistic numbers for people, you've actually helped over 2,500 people being able to do that and have that income. And I know what that does for the average person, and I think that's why I'm so attracted to this team. It's people just like you and I. It's our teachers, it's the coach, it's the people at church, it's our friends and family that are doing this and being very, very successful in sharing what Jeunesse is all about. So, you can't help but be excited. You can't help but want it to share it with everybody, whether it's at my daughter's track meet and all the moms are gathered around. It's simple to talk about, and it's contagious. From there, everybody else wants to share it with somebody else. So, but thank you. The other person I want to be able to bring on, is not only, my business partner, but him and his wife are dear, dear friends to my family. I've had the opportunity to know Tim Baca and his wife Julie now for about 4 years, maybe actually a little bit longer, prior to even being in this industry. And he's had the experience of opening multiple businesses here within Albuquerque, but specifically more within this particular industry. He's been very successful. Tim is known for connecting with anybody. He can make anybody feel like a friend. He will pick your brain. He always, challenges himself to go to the next level as well. He is someone who is always trying to do better, be better, learn more, do more. And when you're around him, you can't help but, feel like your brain's going to explode sometimes because we're always talking about so many different things at one point. But Tim has had the opportunity to be able to hit one of the higher paid ranks within our last company and has obviously proven himself to be very successful within this industry. So I want to introduce to you my friend, my business partner here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Tim Baca. Over to you, Tim. Are you there?
Can you see my head blowing up? I'll tell you, no, thank you for that introduction, Crystal. And I mean, you're a big part of what we've done here. And Crystal, just to edify you, it's you were our top producer in my last company, and we're just blowing the doors off it with Jeunesse. And to partner with Kevin and Diamond Dynasty has been a blessing. One thing that attracted me to Kevin, because we did know each other in our last company, was just his leadership. And the fact that like Kevin said earlier, these are everyday people. We're not working with a bunch of marketers out there. We're working with your everyday people, and that's what the difference is right now. The fact that our team has produced amazing marketing material, marketing websites, and if you put the effort in, you're going to be successful in this industry, in this company. I'm sorry, and that's what we've created here. We have amazing team calls, amazing webinars. We're in touch with our people, and we're growing leaps and bounds. And I mean, the first 21 days told me what this company's all about. When I looked at that compensation plan and the fact that there's a check match program that's just, I mean, it's unreal. It's not complex. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, to be part of a true global marketing, a true network marketing company, global, to me was just attractive. So Kevin, we really appreciate you, your leadership, and the sky's the limit, guys. The sky's the limit.
Awesome, definitely. Thanks, Tim. And you hit it specifically, particularly when you said, about the comp plan. I love it because it's simple. It's simple, simple, simple. It's duplicatable. Anybody could understand it. You're not jumping through hoops. You're not trying to figure things out within a certain amount of time. Anybody can do this. And I think that's why, we've been able to be so successful, is because whether people have had 10 years experience or 10 days experience, People are breaking ranks, they're breaking records, and it's crazy to see the momentum, the excitement, the energy that's brewing within our team. So I'm going to kick this back over to Kevin. And Kevin, I want you to share specifically with us some facts and figures, about the opportunity that we have with Jeunesse, about the ground floor opportunity that many of us are just about to hit. Talk about the success of of Jeunesse in particular, of our team, the things that we're accomplishing, and let's just, enlighten people about why we're so excited about what we're doing. So go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, well, the numbers are staggering here, to be honest with you. The first fact or figure that I want to share with you is the number one reason I even looked at this company, and that's the fact that this company is in 115 different countries. I'm originally from Trinidad, my wife's originally from Thailand, and every company I've built since I left Costco has been primarily focused on Canada and the United States. Canada, the United States. The company where we all met was Canada, the United States, and the UK. Pretty much 2.5 countries. And so the opportunity to be in that many more countries just meant that the opportunity was boundless. You're not tied by borders. The amount of people that I had in other countries that saw the success we were having on Facebook reached out to us and wanted to know what we were doing. And it would just be one of those situations, like say they were in Australia, it's like, well, let me hang on to your name and number. As soon as we open there, I'm going to call you back. And a year went by, and 2 years went by, and 3 years went by, and 4 years went by, and you started to get the message, that those companies just weren't going international. And we're missing out on so much of the world. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull up a quick slide here that just sorry to be Mr. Teacher all of a sudden, but I found this really fascinating. Let's see if I can figure out this technology. I'll do a little screen share for you. Here's why the countries is important. Is that showing through okay? I mean, this is some statistics on like where the different markets are, so that you can see here that North America, there's over 16.3 million people in direct selling or network marketing. Europe, so I was missing out on 11.4 million people. Asia, 52 million people in network marketing. Even Africa and the Middle East, which you wouldn't really find on most people's radar, but it's an extra 1.4 million people. And of course, South and Central America, another 10 million people. So all these opportunities, I was cutting off all of those things and focusing only, and probably many of you are as well if you're in a company that's only in, let's say, North America, 16 million people when it could be well over close to maybe 100 million people. So I just really like the aspect that, we had this chance to participate on a bigger scale. And that made all the sense in the world to me. What I mean? You're not limited by borders, you're not limited by politics, you're not limited by the way certain lifestyles or countries look at things. The next thing that I liked was the growth pattern that they were on. This company is just over 5 years old, 5.5 almost right now. And if you just look at the numbers, you're starting to see the trend that they're doubling every year. As a matter of fact, they're having triple-digit growth on an annual basis. Let me clarify that. Their first year in business, they did $30 million. Then they did $65 million. The year after that, I think, was $128 million. Then $248 million. And then last year, 2014, we did $420 million. This year, we're on track to get real close to $1 billion. How can I quantify that? Well, I think we did about $78 million just last month alone. And if you know anything about math, $83 million a month puts you on a projected growth pattern or an annualized situation to do $1 billion a year in just our 6th year in business. That would not only make us probably if not at least one of the top 3 fastest ever companies in our industry to hit $1 billion, but it would make us one of the fastest companies, period, in business globally to ever hit $1 billion. You're like, well, that's all well and good, Kev. What's that have to do with me? Well, we're paying out roughly 60 cents on the dollar, so $600 million needs to go to somebody. I know Tim wants a big chunk of it. I know Crystal wants a big chunk of it. I know my wife wants a big chunk of it, but we got to have some left over for people like yourselves. So that's really, really interesting, And if you just see that growing. Now, if you really understand numbers, if you're a high caliber individual who's checking this out, who wants to join a company that's already doing $1 billion might be what you're thinking, but you're wrong. The problem with that thought process is you wouldn't want to be with a company and sign up now if they're about to hit $1 billion in the next 12 months if they were isolated to just Canada and the United States like many of the companies I was with. But the fact that they're spreading that money out over 115 different countries with offices in about 40 and numerous distribution centers, you start to see the magic of this opportunity that anybody who's got an ounce of intelligence couldn't let slip by. It's too good of a story. It's too good of a situation. It's everything that every other company ever promised you, or at least ever promised me. And if you're looking at this video, obviously somewhere along the line, somebody failed you. Someone didn't live up to what they promised you, and that's why you're looking. I don't know if we're the answer. I believe we would, could, and should be, but I know that we've eliminated a lot of the mistakes and the hype that a lot of other companies have had, and we filled it in with actual verifiable documentation. And where I come from, documentation beats conversation.
All day long. All day long, Kevin. I'll tell you one thing that really was a huge clue for me. About a week ago, I jumped on Business for Home, and there was the top 10 income earners in network marketing. And out of those, I mean, it was the top 100 income earners, and there was 10 from Jeunesse there. This is a 5-year-old company, and we had 10 top income earners. And you saw all the Amways and the Herbalifes and you know different companies out there, and to have 10 individuals. To me, that was just a huge clue right there. I mean, that says a lot, Kevin, about our company.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty exciting, and I was happy to be able to be recognized and jump up on that board too. 5 months in, I'm certainly a pretty humble guy, but the scoreboard is what the scoreboard is, and I don't take all the credit. I think I'm just a hard-working individual who happened to be working hard at the right time. And I have a quote that's actually gone viral, not only within this company, but I see some other companies starting to try to scoop it up too, and that is timing can make up for talent. So if you're not the best network marketer in the world or the best salesperson in the world, don't worry. I'm not going to promise you that just by signing up, it's going to be easy and pennies are going to fall from the heavens. No, that's ridiculous. That's an insult to your intelligence. However, if you get started with the right timing, you can make incredible things happen. I've worked hard all my life, especially in the direct selling arena, and I've done well. I've made multiple 6 figures, annually, especially in the back half of my career. But I've never been able to crack the $100,000 mark. And I've always talked to some of my friends and peers, either within my companies or in other ones, because of the small world at the top, we all talk, we're frenemies, worst case scenario. And I said, how come you work half as much as me and you make twice as much? And the answer always came back the same. There was 2. One, either they had a bunch of people in different countries, or basically like they were first in a certain country, or they just got in early to the right company, which isn't enough to make it happen, but they went to work and it was a company that lasted and stood the test of time. You could be first in a lot of crappy companies and it's not going to make you rich. However, if you happen to be first or early, first is a little bit of a whatever, but if you happen to be early enough into a good company with a solid pay plan, solid product, and that's going to really make a go of it, then that just amplifies your results. So timing will make up for talent. And with Jeunesse, the timing is absolutely absurd. So I feel real fortunate, and I stick my chest out when I present this to people because I know what they have. If they truly have a desire to change something in their life, all they need to do is plug into the company, plug into our team, our tools, our resources, and our culture. I think that's so important. We don't have a lot of prima donnas on the team. We don't have a lot of entitlement on the team. These people don't know any better, so they didn't bring any bad habits. Yes, I'm happy to have great people like you and Crystal that know your way around, presentations or doing a hotel meeting or conference calls or a webinar that you threw together here. But hey, just give me my next door neighbors and the guy that works at the Publix, supermarket, and if they want to make some extra money, I'll plug them into this vehicle, especially with this timing, and I'll just sit back and watch the magic happen.
Talk a little bit about, Kevin, just talk a little bit about why our team. I mean, I know what attracted me to the team, but, I want your take on, why Diamond Dynasty. I mean, we're moving quick, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, there's a couple reasons. I just shared some of them, but I think it's a little bit different here. I had one thing I wanted to say is I wasn't solicited to come to this company. I came here of my own free will. I saw the writing on the wall. I've been tracking their trajectory and their growth pattern for the past 3 years. And, I was actually pretty standoffish about it. I was waiting for them to fail or fall apart and say, I told you so. And it just kept getting better and better and better and more unbelievable. And, came to the company, evaluated them for a solid 2 weeks. I happen to live in Tampa. They're only an hour away in Orlando, so I was able to drive over there 3 times. I shared it with some of my business partners, Kenny Ho and Joseph McDermott, 2 other people that, we worked primarily sideline before, but we all liked each other's work ethic and some of the ideas. And then they liked the idea of the company, and they looked at it a little more closely, and then it just kind of expanded out. So we, had a little core group of friends and family that we shared it with. And the response was so overwhelming, we said, let's go for it. But I really like the fact that we've created that culture of, family first. Yes, we all like making money. I'm coin operated like the rest of them. But, you can't just do anything for money. It has to have a higher purpose. I don't want to sound like Mr. Holy, but, if you're not doing it for the right things, if the company doesn't have the right heart, the right attitude, the right infrastructure, it's just not going to work. And we didn't want to be part of a team that was just all flash and all about the noise and me, and everyone beating their chest like King Kong. It really wanted to be something that stood the test of time. Now, I'll tell you something. I've never had a team name for any of the teams that I built, and some of them have been actually every team I built has been between 10,000 and 15,000 people in this industry. So they've been pretty sizable, but they've just always been whatever. And I've actually thought team names were kind of corny, but with Jeunesse, I wouldn't do it any other way. We came up with Diamond Dynasty 300. There's a little bit of a story behind all of that. But, Diamond obviously represents money, prestige, luxury, power, and the pinnacle of our compensation plan is the diamond. A dynasty is a family or a team that has a pedigree of winning championships year over year and doing it for an extended period of time. Or in the family dynasty, it's kind of the royal thing where, they rule over certain lands for a long period of time. So whichever one you want to pick, we're cool with that. And 300 was a little spin-off on the 300 movie, which I hadn't seen at the time when I came up with the name, but I did know the premise that 300 warriors fought against 10,000 and came within a hair of actually defeating them. So the strength of a collective group of people banding together. Now, we're not fighting any wars. We're not fighting ISIS. We're not fighting anybody. We're fighting the financial nightmare that is planet Earth right now. We're fighting against the fact that you only have so many years on this earth, and we spend most of it working for somebody else building their dreams. I just figured if I can help 300 people get to $10,000 a month, that's really the goal and the structure that me and my partners have put together with this team. Now, if you're not one of the 300, that's okay, because if 300 people are making $10,000 a month plus, there's a lot of people that are making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, even $3,000 a mortgage payment. Imagine you can be mortgage-free just because you participate not only with Jeunesse but our team. I mean, everyone wants to be a millionaire, or they say so, but when it comes to the amount of work that they're willing to put into something, that's where the rubber meets the road a little bit, and it's not always the case. What people really want is to have the pressure in life taken off, and that's what I put on my back to make sure that happens for everybody. And, I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to network marketing. It's not only my job, but it's also my passion and my hobby. A little embarrassing. You should have more fun things to do. But I study it. I love it. I love everything about it, and that's why I was able to understand what this business was. That's why I was able to architect a diamond run in 60 days when the record prior to that was 7 months. And you're talking about 500,000 people had tried. So I'm not saying I'm the best or anything else. I just did it on purpose. I wanted to prove that it can be done, and I want someone to break that, hopefully someone on our team. I don't know if you guys are at your 60-day mark yet or not, but if you can push it in within 59 days, I'll teach you every trick in the book and give you all the encouragement you ever need. But that $1 million smile that Crystal has could be all it is. Because you guys, another reason why I'm happy to have you guys here. Yes, there's bigger leaders out there, but I wouldn't trade you two in the world. You're great leaders, but you also have great hearts. And I think that trade-off is better than someone else who has a little bit more influence or more contacts or whatever. It's not about that. We really want people here that fit into the family. It's almost like putting together a sports team. You can't have 11 Peyton Mannings on the field. It's just not going to work. Someone needs to play defense. Someone needs to tackle. Someone needs to block. We need a kicker. And, so when putting together a team, which is really what we're doing, we want people to fit in, be the right kind of thing. We have a Facebook group with thousands of people, and I mean, it was over 1,500 before we even put up the first rule in the group. No one's spamming, no one's arguing, no one's cursing, no one's saying, who are you under? You under this person or that person to verify whether or not they're going to help somebody. It's not that type. No one even asks. That's the beauty of it. Not the fact that they're even doing it. They don't even care. If you're on Diamond Dynasty 300, you have the full support of all our 10,000 plus people, and that's what it's all about.
Awesome. Crystal?
No, this is incredible because even though, I talk with you guys quite often, I still learn something new every single time, just hearing what Kevin has to share, and it's incredible. And I can just, let me relate it more specifically to, my family. I come from, my family has owned businesses here in Albuquerque, and I always thought I would work with them forever. And but needless to say, when you do that, you end up working more hours, or you go and buy yourself a job. And I don't no longer want to do that. I love, love, love with a passion being able to work from home. I love being able to take my daughter to school. My daughter actually turns 16 next week, and she's going to be driving herself to school. But I've had the ability to be able to, take her to school, pick her up, go to all her track meets, be there for every single one of her events, and not have to trade that for time away from work because I was trying to, have an income. Being a single mom sometimes, can have its challenges, but I wanted to also have the rewards behind it and being able to spend as much time with her as possible. I'm one of those people that, I'll follow things on Facebook, and I don't like it when people have all this hype and all this hoopla, for lack of a better word, but there's no truth behind it. There's this facade that they throw up there. And when I was, following Jeunesse for quite some time, I couldn't help but recognize what they were doing. I tried to ignore it. Believe me, I tried to be like, no, just ignore the noise, stay away from it. But when it came down to it, I couldn't ignore the success. I couldn't ignore the numbers that they were doing. And I wanted to provide a steady foundation and find a home, needless to say, for my family, and be able to, be grounded and be able to bring my experience and have my team be able to plug into something, that they can trust. Not only the products, the company, the founders, the leadership, our team, but being able to, they can provide something for their families. I say it time and time again, whether it's braces on for their kids, or it's extracurricular activities, or maybe that private school that they've been wanting to do, for their family. This has provided that, it's that vehicle to get them there. And I'm blessed. This was something that I even prayed about, and I was like, God, I need you to be very specific and give me direction on what I'm going to do, because I don't take these decisions lightly. And without a doubt, He's opened every single door, and it's been a blessing. And I just tell people from there, it's taking action. It's you realizing, we always want to hope, wish, dream that something's going to get better, but no one's ever willing to make the changes to do better, to be better. And it starts with you. It starts with you being intentional about every single decision you're making, about not leaving it up to chance or leaving it up to tomorrow on what's going to happen, about you plugging yourself in with the right people, the right company, and moving your feet. We hear the whole cliche of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. You have to say, enough's enough. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the change. I'm going to make things happen for myself, my family, and not, continue the legacy sometimes of, oh, woe is me, or this is as good as it's going to get, but really rise above that and realize how you can be a blessing to so many other people. So I love it, guys. This is something I dream about, I talk about, I live about from the moment I wake up till I go to sleep. You can't help but, breathe Jeunesse. So I'm blessed to be able to be a partner, obviously, with Kevin, with Joey, Kenny, Tim and I, we're very, very grateful that we've had the chance to meet you guys. So Tim, I'll let you add some closing statements, but you guys heard it. There's no way to deny what we're doing, and we would love, just to take this even further and grow at a faster pace than what we're already doing. So Tim, over to you.
Thanks, Crystal. Great words there. I've just seen success really quickly with this company. It hasn't taken me long to see the success. We have some amazing products out there. It seems like every one of them has tons of stories behind them. I don't think I've ever seen a company that has just top-notch products across the board. Even right now with our Instantly Ageless, I mean, it is the buzz right now. We have that video that's just blowing up the social media feeds, and it's opened some doors for us, and it leads them to some, some long-term, products, a skincare line, nutritional line. There's just so many amazing things that we offer right now. So it's nonstop with us. I had to put my phone on silent right now because the phone doesn't stop ringing. People want to know about all these different products that we have. They're looking at our team right now because they see us organized. They see us having webinars, calls, bringing them into our Facebook groups, tools that we provide, the marketing system that Jordan Klaus provided. Just amazing, amazing tools. And to have the leadership, like Kevin said, we're one family. We don't rank each other. We're just like all one big family that, I'm just so proud to be part of. So, like I said, reach out to us, and we'd love to talk to you about, joining the team, learning more about Diamond Dynasty 300, and being part of something special, because we're running fast. And right now, I live in North America. I live in the U.S., and it's wide open right now for everything that's in front of us right now. So it's amazing. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And in closing, we just approach this, and what you're going to see if you participate with us is that, we just give this away. Everybody's looking for something out there. The world's in distress right now. A lot of companies have failed people, and we just really found the answer. It's unfortunate that a lot of people used up a lot of the good cliches for crappy companies, but I mean, the growth is off the charts. The smiles, the fun is back. That's something that doesn't come up in the compensation plan or the presentation, but I think it's absolutely paramount that you understand that this is fun. We're not just doing this because it's what we do to make money. We're having fun doing it. The smiles are real. The camaraderie is real. I don't know if I shared that our team is actually in 54 countries in 5 months. Staggering. It could be more. I haven't really counted in at least the last 3 weeks. But 54 countries. Just understand how boundless the opportunity is. And last month, we went over $2 million as a team. I mean, we're on track, assuming no growth, to do $24 million for our first year as a team. So again, we're not taking the credit for that. We're just letting you know how hot this is. Don't talk to me about saturation or how long that's going to last, Kevin. It's going to last for a long time. This is a legacy company. I'm the kind of guy I like to measure twice and cut once. It was a strategic decision to come here, look through a lot of other things. I know a lot of people say that, but check out whatever you will. This is where everybody's coming, and you're going to want to position yourself in front of the wave. And the products are also positioned for the whole, our actual niche is anti-aging, which makes a lot of sense because I heard a statistic not too long ago that reinforced the reason why we're doing what we're doing. But that said that in the next 10 years, so by 2025, 20% of the planet will be age 60 or 65 years old or older. So to have an anti-aging focused product line, and by the way, we have about 12 products, not just the eye cream that many people think who aren't actually looking at our presentation or asking the right question. Yes, that's capturing a lot of the attention and stealing the show, but we do have 11 other breathtaking products that are very efficacious and that people are enjoying a great deal. So get back in touch with whoever puts you onto this webinar, this video. These two people here are absolute dynamite. We have lots of other leaders that are going to dig in and focus on making you achieve whatever financial or time or goals you have within this company. So I'm just excited for the chance that you guys are going to all have.
Thanks, Kevin.
No problem.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.